Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In the last video, we have discussed in part 2 of the stomach, uh, different layers of the stomach. We have discussed the mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa and serosa, while we just looked into mucus layer in detail, which was consisting of four different cells. And among these four different cells, there were mucal cells, oxyntic cells, zymogen cells, and argentophin cells. We are completed with the mucus cells, and this is time for the oxyntic cells. We are running a series related to the stomach, even though the complete digestive system. Uh, we are nowadays discussing about the mucosa. After completing the four cells, we shift to the submucosa, then muscular section, and serosa. Okay, without wasting time, let's look into first this picture. Uh, Here is the mucosa. This is the lining of the stomach. You will see the in this part would be the mucosa, and this mucosa, this one is complicated. You can see that this is complicated than others. This means that this has got different sort of cells. Yes, these are different sort of cells. And then, like we have discussed the mucus cells. Mucus cells are done. We have discussed that they are secreting the mucus which are protecting the wall of the stomach. Let's move forward for the oxyntic cells. Let me write oxyntic cells. Now let me introduce another word that oxyntic cells are also called parietal cells. Parietal cells, right? Parietal cells. This is very important. Like in MCQs, they may say that oxyntic cells, they may say parietal cell, or they may give both A and B. Like there will be option A oxyntic cell, B parietal cell, C both A B, D none of these. So there will be both A B. They do confuse. Okay. So what is the function like of the mucous cells? So we're looking into details of mucosa. Then we look into its placement as well. Right now, let's discuss the functions. Uh, Larger cells than others. Do remember that this is, these are larger. These are larger than others. Larger than others. Take it. Okay. Uh, what is the function of these? One of the major function we have been known that there is HCl present in the stomach. So augmentic cells are the cells which secrete HCl. Secrete HCl. This is very important. This topic is completely very important. Secrete HCl, right? And along with HCl, there is another thing secreted, which is sorry, which is Castell's intrinsic. Sorry, the Castell's intrinsic factor. Castell's intrinsic factor, right? So Castell's intrinsic factor enzyme. Now we'll discussing what is this. We'll be discussing what does this mean, what is the function. This is kind of enzyme, and this is very important as well. Now let me say introduce a point over here that intrinsic factor is a glycoprotein. Do remember that this is not intrinsic factor. This is intrinsic factor enzyme. Enzyme word is there as well. This is enzyme which will work on the intrinsic factor. So what is intrinsic factor? Intrinsic factor is a intrinsic factor. Yeah, let me write the bullet points. This is uh, you can say that this is glycoprotein, kind of a glycoprotein, and uh, glycoprotein that binds with vitamin B12 and makes vitamin more rapidly absorbed in ileum. Now, what does this mean? Intrinsic factor is a glycoprotein that binds with vitamin B12. Firstly, let's understand this thing. This is a glycoprotein which binds with vitamin B12. B12. Now, vitamin B12 is an important vitamin which is absorbed by the body and and makes vitamin in the body. Now, this is very important, but let me get more deep into this. Vitamin B12 bind to protein in food. You know, let me make it clear with more details. Uh, like this is this is a burger which you took today, and in this burger there is vitamin B12 present. In food that is present vitamin B12. For suppose now it is said that vitamin B12 is binded in form of protein in food. In stomach, HCl and Castile intrinsic factor enzyme. Remember this is again here. Castile intrinsic factor enzyme in stomach unbind vitamin B12 into free form. This is the main thing. Now, when this food is eaten, when this food is eaten, when this food is eaten, this is a great man drawing. I'm sorry. So this for inside and this one over here. Now here is your stomach present, right? Now what will happen? There is a Castile intrinsic factor NCL present uh, that will release vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, I'm writing P over here. P means protein. This is a protein binded form. Then it is released by Castile's intrinsic factor B12. Released. And here CIF I'm writing. Castile's intrinsic factor acts as an enzyme upon it and vitamin B12 is released. This is released. Remember this. This is very important. Free from vitamin B12 combined with protein called intrinsic factor. Now what will happen is this, this will get released, and now this released vitamin B12 will attach to, starting over here, released free free released free vitamin B12 released free vitamin B12 will attach to intrinsic factor. I think IF understand this. By help of by help of Cassell's intrinsic factor enzyme. Sorry. Okay. So when it gets uh, you know attached with the intrinsic factor, first of all, let me call all that stuff. Intrinsic factor is like a protein that binds with vitamin B12 and makes vitamin in the body. Now, this was a statement. What does that mean? It's a glycoprotein. This means that vitamin B12 was bonded with protein, so it became glycoprotein and binds with vitamin B12. Now, intrinsic factor binds with vitamin B12 and makes vitamin in the body. Right. Okay. So, release vitamin B12 and attach to intrinsic factor by the help of, here the same statement. Here, these both are the same statements. The free will bind to intrinsic factor with the help of intrinsic factor enzyme and the attached molecule, or we can say, and it will vitamin will be absorbed This is a process of vitamin absorption in the body, right? We need vitamins. Vitamin will be absorbed in ileum. This is a part of what this time in discussing. This we will discuss this further on. Now, uh, about the HCl, we will probably say that HCl, why HCl is released. HCl produces a acidic environment in the stomach, and it just make food more digestible. It breaks the food, helps in breaking the food, and secondly, it will also create the germs in the food, present bacteria and all that. Sorry. Okay. So this was kind of the function about it. This was oxyntic on parietal cells. Very very important. Very very important. These are giving us vitamins and HCl, which are main components. So meet you guys in the next video. Till then.